Previously on Gun. We're off to find Hoodoo Brown on an epic adventure, or we could just go to the start menu and warp there, because I'm lazy.
Did his horse just disappear?
Yes, all of the non-coal objects despawn for a frame when you quit out or use the fast travel.
Whoa. Easy, kid. Who told you such a thing?
Webb and Rudabaugh before I plugged them both.
They're dead?
Just like you're gonna be.
Kid, listen to me. That preacher you're looking for is in that room right now with Jenny. She lured him there. I was just coming to get you.
Liar. Jenny.
Well, that was disproven quickly. I don't know what's gonna happen next.
No!
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best.
Princess Sally, no!
I have a lot to say about that cutscene. That will be at the end of the video.
You the one from the steamboat?
Oh, hey, it's Big Boss again.
Yes.
Bring him to me. I had to waste a perfectly good whore to get to the truth about you.
So in case you couldn't tell already, this is Lance Henriksen's character.
Even when she told me
Big Boss has been recast again. It just never ends.
after all those years.
That cigar looks like he's smoking a stick of wood.
Well, what you can't tell is that there's a bunch of bees circling him. He has to use the cigar to keep them away. That's how he did it back in the 60s.
Hang him in the morning for the murder of the girl.
Ow. I smell a prison breakout episode.
The best part in Oblivion is when you get to customize your character in the prison.
This has all been a prologue. Now we get to customize Cole's appearance.
This old hoodoo's got the touch of a blacksmith, don't he?
What did you do?
Torched his printing press. You saw it.
A subtle act of protest to silence the mouth of tyranny.
That's Soapy. He's educated.
This may be one of the laziest attempts to make a character appear educated. Just have him use the occasional semi-big word, and then have another character tell us that he's educated.
Webb and Rudabaugh. Gonna kill Hoodoo, too, and a certain Jack Preacher, and that one-eyed pig they work for.
Thomas Magruder.
Oh, we got a name for Big Boss now. It's not John Doe, it's Thomas Magruder.
Apaches are the only ones fighting back.
I think we've heard him mentioned before, actually. But now we know the context.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we know Big Boss's name. It's Thomas Magruder. We're in prison. We don't have any weapons. Might as well talk to our new buddy.
If we're gonna get out of here tonight, that deputy's gotta die. See if you can grab him when he gets close to the bars.
Oh, Snake, this is a sneaking mission.
Lacey from the HJ sent over some chicken for your last meal. But I'm afraid there isn't much left.
He's doing the same motion that all the other NPCs do, that sort of flicking arm forward thing.
The rah-rah-rah.
Yeah. Also, I apologize for this next part. It always has subtitles. I can't turn them off.
Give me the keys or you'll be slipping on your own guts.
I don't got 'em, I swear. Hoodoo took 'em for safekeeping. So killing me won't do no good, you see? You'll still swing tomorrow.
If you grab that badge he so enjoys degrading, you can use its pin to pick the cell lock. I'll tell you how if you promise to free me as well.
Know what that makes you, partner?
Hey! Oh.
No, it does not make you hell.
This human lockbox they got me in is gonna be a little tougher. I'm afraid you're probably gonna have to blast me out.
Look at Cole's mouth here.
I'll hold fair. Let me stash some horses beneath the bridge, then I'll scrounge out back of the powder
Facial
shop for
animations
something
by
to blast
Jim
you out.
Henson.
I ain't in much shape to fight, but if you get me out of here, I gotta...
The facial animation artist would go on to work on Ride to Hell Retribution.
That makes us partners, Soapy. Hope you're
Really?
I have no idea. I assume he did.
Oh, I hope so.
With work of that high caliber, you know. So we gotta jimmy the lock. We actually need to button mash the Y button. to tap it.
Grab your gear before you head out, kid. It's
Oh,
on the
okay, so we got our weapons back, and we have a new weapon. Check it out, it's the Apache bow.
We can finally kill that wolf.
Yes, you can finally kill that bastard wolf who got away, who was apparently invincible to rifle bullets.
You may be a little upset about that wolf.
Oh, yes. In the next video, where I actually killed the wolf, took way too goddamn long. Most of it's off screen, but the scripting is so awful on that mission.
I need more shells.
Yeah, also for some reason, it doesn't completely refill your ammo, only partially.
You'll do yourself a favor if you can stay out of sight. Try and bring these horses back real quiet-like.
This is an optional stealth mission, though when you're on hard or insane, you should sneak through here. The enemy AI is accurate enough that they'll kill you pretty quickly. The enemy AI here has a pretty specific rule. As long as you are not aggravating them directly, they will never notice you, and this includes silent kills. So even if you stealthily kill an enemy directly in front of them, they won't notice.
I say we get that Colton kid right now. Why wait till morning? We can teach him a long, hard lesson first and leave him looking up a limb and be back by breakfast.
He's literally talking to the other guy who's dead.
Yes. And he didn't notice.
This game is a gem.
And there are some parts that are genuinely fun as well. Yeah, I barely saved that one. So this is the horse. Now we have to get back to the bridge. And we can just go over there and put it underneath the bridge in order to dismount it.
That's one. We still need two more.
Yeah, because we need one for Clay, one for us, and one for Soapy. So here I use a brief exploit with Quick Draw, which allows me to, if you have your bow drawn and switch to Quick Draw, you can cancel it, and it means that you don't fire the arrow. Otherwise, you waste your arrow. Pretty useful for when you don't have your shot lined up properly. Also, you have to get a headshot. If you don't, at least on hard or insane.
You know that old cabin up on Mercado Pass?
You have to get a headshot. If you don't get a body, if you get a body shot, there's a brief instance. Like here, for instance, I had to be really quick because I failed the headshot. I had to be really quick to kill him again, otherwise he would have alerted everyone else.
Remember, a wounded hillbilly is an angry hillbilly.
Yes, very much so. Especially emotionally wounded.
Not bad. Just
We're using Cupid's arrows that are tipped with poison. They cause very deep emotional wounds.
One morning I was bailiff, and I escort this petty rustler into the courtroom. And Hoodoo's not
Oh,
there
also
yet.
you can hold down the left trigger and tilt the left analog stick to peek around corners. I don't think I've shown that off yet. I just did there. So there's only one guard that you have to kill here if you timed it right.
Reaches under the desk like he's going for a law book. Instead, he comes up with that double-barreled scattergun he keeps there.
That guy had hat physics. That may seem incongruous. That may not seem important, but it does for later in the video.
You might want to create a distraction before you get near that powder shop. Why don't you fire up the livery with a whiskey bomb? That ought to give Hoodoo's men something to do while we get the hell out of here.
So I managed to sneak up until this point. It's around here that the game sort of forces you into alert. You do have the option to sneak, at least for the horses, but around the time that you set the livery on fire, then it kind of basically forces you to get caught.
Well, I mean, you are committing arson.
But we already established they only care about murder. This game's legal system is very inconsistent. So here's the TNT.
This should be enough to blow the wall open. In case I made the charge too strong. It was nice knowing you, Soap.
Oops, sorry, I blew you up. This TNT is going to blow open the side of the wall. And in case you haven't been caught yet, this will always get you caught. Because there are guards here that spawn angry and shooting as soon as you blow open the wall with TNT.
Oh, thank God, Soapy survived.
Yep.
Come on, kid, get your horse and let's get the hell out of town.
After all, he knows 3-syllable words.
And the objective, of course, get the hell out of town.
We're not in Dodge, though, so we can't make the joke.
That's unfortunate.
We're an Empire. So here's another unfortunate drawback. As I mentioned before, with the horse upgrades, you have to slow down so that the NPCs can still be on your trail. Because otherwise your horse will be moving too fast. I'm actually able to catch up to him. This is like the inverse of that other problem that games have. A lot of open world games have, where the NPCs will be faster than your walking speed, but slower than your running speed.
So long, Soap.
But in reverse.
Wish you well.
We'll see you around, Soap.
Yeah, maybe in a couple story missions. So we've just completely switched sides at this point. And we've got another base to check out here.
Clay Allison. Clay and Magruder go way back.
Oh, sorry, that's Port, not Clay. I get some of the members of the Resistance here a bit mixed up. They're not as memorable as the antagonists. Speed up, Port. Come on. My horse is too powerful for you. So we're back in River Canyon, and this is where our home base is going to be for a while.
Nice little mountain environment. There you go.
And you know what they say, when there's mountains, there's gold.
Oh! I'm gonna get rich or die trying.
There's plenty of gold around this area. And this unlocks the next batch of side missions. And we got dynamite. Dynamite's actually really useful. Alright, this cutscene introduces the next big plot twist.
It's good to see you. Oh, how bad they treat you.
They busted me up pretty good, but I didn't squawk none. This here's the fella who sprung me.
Port, are you blind? This is one of Hoodoo's boys. Search him.
I think part of Clay's pistol is untextured, or it just has a really flat, unlit texture. Like, look at the trigger grip.
Yeah, that's flat texture. That's extremely flat texture.
Bullshit! I served with Ned in the war. He was killed in action 10 years ago.
You're mistaken, friend. Ned and I have been working the Rockies since I was a cub. Ned was murdered just a few weeks ago.
Clay, he's after Thomas Magruder, just like us.
I tracked the man behind Ned's death to Empire. Turns out he was working.
So Clay said that Ned was killed during the Civil War. I'll explain why it doesn't make sense after this cutscene ends.
Interesting.
You can bet they've turned Empire into a fortress since your escape, but there may be a way in yet.
So I am no Civil War buff, but I'm pretty sure the Civil War ended in 1865. And Clay mentioned that Ned was killed 10 years ago. This game takes place in 1880. You do the math.
Some people are still fighting that war, unfortunately.
Also, given the states, he would have been in the Confederacy. We'll be seeing some more of the Civil War backstory that apparently, where apparently the battles were fought 5 years after the war ended. Also gold.
Hey, you guys mind if I take your gold? No? Okay, good.
Oh, sorry. You do mind if I take your horse, but not the gold. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very confused. I'm gonna have to.
Well, here, take the gold, and I'll take the horse.
What about the wanted poster? Is that okay?
Wanted. Lee Hop.
That's perfect. Take it.
Chinaman. Former railroad gang boss is being sought for the sale of
Railroad gang boss. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if that's actually a real thing. But
known to travel with bodyguards.
So Lee Hop Dong is actually a pretty difficult side mission here, and you'll see why in a second. Because he also has accomplices, much like who was it? Was it Butch Maynard who did earlier? So not only does he have accomplices, one of them has a Gatling gun. Also, Lee Hop Dong is a coward, and he's constantly asking Cole not to kill him in a very racist accent. The best way that I could find to complete this mission is to go up the mountainside and kill everyone else in a position where the man with the Gatling gun can't get to me, and then deal with Lee Hop Dong and the Gatling gun man once everyone else is dead. Yes, that's a very nice voice you have there, sir. Alright, so I try to take him alive there, but I accidentally kill him. Because my rifle is too powerful. I upgraded it too much. Anyway, I've got a brilliant idea for you, Roy. So, you know that city that we just left?
Yes, sir.
Where we broke out of prison, and everyone hates us. And the mayor's on our back. And, you know,
You're pretty much going to die if you walk into that city.
Yeah.
So I think it's only logical that you turn the bounty in there.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go back there. Sounds like a great idea. Now, the game actually does compensate for this if you decide to go back to Empire here. Because you see all those red dots on the map. There's an entire posse waiting for you there. But there's a trick. You can just talk to the shopkeep and they all despawn.
Hey, boys, he's talking to the shopkeep. He ain't all that bad. Let him go.
Hey, if it's good for the local economy, just let him be.
Don't have much for the local economy. We gotta accept something.
And while we're at it, let's just work for the marshal.
I hear some smallpox vaccines have been taken. Whether it's Indians or renegades, I don't care.
See, he's an equal opportunity racist. He doesn't care. He hates everybody, regardless of your skin color.
I hate everybody the same.
Hey, we're gonna get a new gameplay mechanic that's coming up. You ready for it?
Please tell me it's parkour.
I wish.
Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you die for me, 'cause oh, shit. Yeah.
Oh, I love that little bit of dialogue. Anyway, new mechanic. It's ladders. You can climb them. So yeah, hey, some more renegade soldiers. Remember those guys from the attack on the Morning Star?
Yup.
They will get their own subplot.
All the same renegade soldier.
Yeah.
All kind of look like your father.
And they all sound like Nolan North for some reason. And one of them also, and the guy guarding the vaccine has a Gatling gun. And I'm very stupid and reckless here. I was kind of convinced that I was gonna die on this attempt, so I was kind of lazy here. But it turns out I accidentally survived. So this is the take you're getting.
Sometimes that's the best kind of survive.
Why is that so loud? That gurgling noise, Jesus. Anyway, the guy up top, he's on the Gatling gun, and now he isn't.
Got him.
So, might as well show off the Gatling gun now that we're in close proximity of it. So, it's a Gatling gun. You can fire it. There's not a lot to fire at it, so we're just gonna shoot at the sun. Take that, sun. How dare you provide us warmth and light?
Die, Daystar.
So that's that mission completed. All that carnage for 10 smackers. Let's do it again. Oh. Wait, where am I going? Oh, right, I had to bring my horse over. Parallel park it properly.
Some Chinese fella says his buddies have been taken hostage. It's happened in a mine in the Badlands. Get a horse and take care of it for me.
Oh boy, get a horse. I love that cartoon. Also, it provides you a horse over on the left there if you don't already have one. So
some Chinese guy says that his buddy's been taking hostages. Here's some money to not care, but you're gonna go shoot the hostage takers anyway.
So, unfortunately, the hostage takers have rigged the entire place to blow with TNT. So that's not a great option. So we're gonna have to take these little. Oh God, that horse.
Wait, what? What?
That horse.
Damn, stuff is in the wall.
Yeah.
You might be in the wall.
I tried to use the horse as cover.
Thank you, sir.
This mission is really difficult because you have to try and shoot the hostage takers without shooting any of the TNT. It is an instant game over if you shoot any of the TNT, just because of the way that it's set up here. And these idiots are placed like directly by the TNT. Also, somehow,
these are the shittiest accents I've ever heard.
I am inclined to agree. Also, I just decided to start mining gold right on top of the TNT. Nothing can go wrong there. I still have to mine the gold again though. This is the one place where you would expect gold to be, and there's 2 patches of gold here. Alright, so we got another wanted mission.
Wanted, Lulabelle Siddons, a.k.a. Bloody Belle, for castration of a well-known public servant. It is believed she has fled to the southern plains. She is sentenced to suffer a similar fate.
What?
Yeah, on some missions, they don't want the target alive. You have to shoot them dead. And so...
oh, no. We've had one of those already.
Yeah.
I'm confused. She's wanted for castration?
And apparently she's going to suffer a similar fate.
Yeah, that part's as confusing, if not more so.
Yeah, so here's Bloody Belle. She also has accomplices, much like previous ones. And in this case, we could just escape from her henchwomen. And it'll complete the mission, because we've already killed Bloody Belle. So there we go. We shot up women. We're the hero.
We're terrible heroes.
Hi everyone. So I don't normally do this kind of extra video coda at the end here, but I decided that, you know, there were a couple of things about this cutscene at the start of this video which I thought were interesting that I wanted to show off. So first of all, here's the first part that I wanted to show off. This is when Jenny gets her throat slit. So here you'll notice that the choreography is actually a little weird here because Jenny's character model only has one state in it. If you notice here on this frame, her throat is already slit. There's no animation for it when Reed puts the razor across her throat. So the choreography is placed so that Reed's hand is kind of placed awkwardly across her throat there, so that it's covering Jenny's throat entirely, so that they didn't have to animate, you know, the red mark going across her throat there. I'm assuming that this is because they'd already, you know, spent a decent amount animating, you know, the flap going across her throat, and I guess they didn't want to have to animate that going across. Also, that's very clearly clipping here. Like if you can look here, it's actually detached. Like her head is, like her head is, she's decapitated basically at this point. That should not, that's not right. So here's the second part I wanted to show off. It's a little less egregious, but so when Hoodoo's smacking Colt's head and knocking him out to go into prison here, his hat just completely disappears off the top here. So if we go to here, poof, it's gone. And also his bottle just disappears as well for a couple frames. It just entirely disappears. Also, there's clearly a glass breaking sound here, and yet the actual glass doesn't disappear. The glass doesn't break at all. Great Foley. I think, is his hand clipping? I didn't notice that. No, his hand is not clipping. All right, that's one thing. One thing they got right. So there we go. Just a couple of weird things. There's lots of weird, strange things going on in these cutscenes, which, you know, makes me feel like, makes me feel as though, you know, not very well polished. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I'll see you guys next episode.